Man,
Look in the middle until it's done.
suspicion confirmed. That's crazy.
You can find me on DoorDash, and hopefully you get me.
You rubbing that knee is nasty, nigga. That's nasty.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were acknowledging that you were of the elder race too, but you can find me at
The elder race. That's fuck.
It's giving me everything I need. When Cyclops said, "Give them the forecast," I got wet. I did.
All right, Zelmay, you're under her. You're next.
Yes. I mean, chicken.
Wait a minute.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Monray Hudson, representing the forgotten 7th member of the Thunderbolts. And of course, I cannot be
Thunderbolt Ross. You mean Thunderbolt Ross?
I mean, oh, my bad.
And of course, I can't be here alone talking about the Thunderbolts. I have to have some crew with me. Colorful pair of collected individuals. First and foremost, we still have the one for your emotional support, the EZ Zell.
This is your boy, the ESZ, your emotional support Zell, as Tori has embraced his majority white side. That is crazy how white you are right now. That is insane. I have never seen a white man with an afro. That is crazy right now.
That is crazy.
First time for everything.
That man.
And you know, we have our local neighborhood brighter person, the African 765.
Yeah, your local neighborhood's come back here. The folks are doing this direct same gimmick, different day, all gas, no breaks, cold hard hot takes, and everything that comes with it. You guys know the spiel.
He talking about Thunderbolts. You gotta get real white.
Yeah.
Maybe so, but if you're
should I dim the lights a little bit?
It is up to you.
Hey, you could got away. What we talked about before, sure, you could 100% looking like that guy 300,000.
But as you already assumed and guessed and heard, we are here to talk about the Thunderbolts. I'm gonna be fair. Previously on Keep It 99 channel, they did do a spoiler-free review, and we are here to do a full spoiler review. We ain't holding nothing back. If you want to not be spoiled by this movie, we do appreciate you. Make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and come back after you've seen the movie. But otherwise, either if you've seen it or don't care about spoilers, this is your warning, because we're about to talk about it, and I will be respectful to this movie, as I hope everybody here is, because this movie has gotten wonderful reviews across the board, which actually was a bit surprising to me before the movie came out. Still, currently, it sits at 88% Rotten Tomatoes, 7 out of 10 by IGN, 8 out of 10 by Screen Rant. Overall audience ratings, even on Google, still sit at 4.5 out of 5. This movie is getting love from everybody.
95% by the audience, by the way.
It's crazy that so many people love this movie. It's seen as 7.2 generally favorable out of 10 on Metacritic. Everybody likes the movie. It's really simple to say everybody likes the movie. I was really just Metacritic's giving it a 68, which is relatively good. Everybody likes the movie. So it's actually quite a pleasant surprise. We'll let the people here give you their spiel of it. Grandpa, let's start off. What you think of the Thunderbolts?
Listen, I knew I loved this movie as soon as I saw Taskmaster get shot right.
Thank you. My inner misogynist
screamed out. God.
I was like, kill that bitch right now.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't even take long. She was out of this movie in the first 15 minutes.
Bruh. Soon as niggas got to fighting, it was over for her. She was cooked.
I was like, Ava, if y'all watched the non-spoiler review, Ava, I felt like didn't get anywhere near as much time as everybody else, but she did everybody a favor. she did the most important thing in the whole movie.
I think this was them acknowledging that the way they did Taskmaster and fucking Black Widow was bad, and they were like, "What if we just get rid of this?" I think this was honestly Their way of acknowledging it.
And giving it to a person that they ain't that didn't.
We weren't all just being misogynist. It was actually bad.
And Ava, by the way, a woman did it. Let's go, Ava.
True that.
I love Ghost, by the way. She didn't get as much time to build as everybody else. Nowhere near as much time as everybody else. But she did the one job that we needed her to do.
Not all heroes wear capes, yo.
She is the main one. She is the top of the new Avengers. We know. We might well say
yes. No more asterisk, folks. Though we did think about. I don't know about y'all. I thought about that damn asterisk the whole movie.
And then they gave you the answer. They're not the Thunderbolts. They're the new Avengers.
I mean, they shouldn't be the Thunderbolts anyways. I didn't see Thunderbolt Ross at all.
Well, he's kind of in prison right now.
Yeah, but goddamn it, then you should have waited till he was out.
I also did. It was also retcon how they named them because I'm like, it is Thunderbolt Ross. I'm like, you can't just. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say they were literally named after Thunderbolt Ross.
But I was all right with the way they did. If Thunderbolt's in jail and you can't get them out to do it, then. But they got rid of Taskmaster, and the rest of the movie was really good. I saw some people. I felt like some people was overhyping it after seeing it. Some people was most definitely overhyping.
Some people did.
I was like, "Oh, I'm like, it's a really good movie." But y'all talking about? They told me it's Winter Soldier level, and I looked at it when I saw it. I'm like, "This is really solid." It is not Winter Soldier.
It did make me want a Red Guardian and Winter Soldier spinoff, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Red Guardian was amazing. But he one of my favorite characters.
I can agree. I remember seeing stuff the week it came out. Like this is the second best movie since Endgame. This movie is amazing. I was like, the Thunderbolts? Really?
It was really
good.
I
was optimistic for the movie before it came out, but I didn't really expect, groundbreaking, amazing work. And even after seeing the movie, I'm like, the movie's good. It ain't the second best thing since Endgame.
No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is guaranteed ahead of it for me. That was automatic. The rest of them I have to think about.
Well, I do think it's a good movie. Like, if I want to
look, one thing I do want to say though is I wish this was the way that this movie went. I wish this was the direction that the movies went directly after Endgame. If I'm being completely honest, I think this is what we were looking for directly after Endgame. You know what I mean? Not a half a decade removed.
I don't even mind Captain America, the fourth one being the new Captain America being like the start and then moving into it. Because it was a solid movie. It wasn't the greatest, but they put a bunch of I could do without
fluff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you get into like, okay, we building something, but dang, Doomsday is right around the corner now. It ain't like it was like, okay, you build it, now we got a few years and you're gonna build it out. No, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, I was gonna say Avengers Doomsday is fastly approaching.
Like this feel like the start of phase one of it's starting like this is the official start. Like I would say Captain America 4 was the official start of like this saga.
Of the Doomsday build up, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say Doomsday, because I'm gonna say the other part is Kane, and they didn't do that well. So the Doomsday one being like that feels like Marvel MCU.
Because officially, this is the end of Phase 5, actually, and Phase 6 with the Fantastic Four. So, which is gonna be a bit wild, just because you're gonna have Fantastic Four, and after that, I can't remember if it's like another show or not, and then we got one movie, and then I think it's Doomsday. And I was like, that's.
I think it's supposed to be a movie they ain't announced what's come on between.
I'm not sure, but while we looked that up, Afrocomi, your initial thoughts after seeing
look,
Thunderbolts.
I went into this with very low expectations. If I'm going to be completely honest, I had preformed notions. No Thunderbolt Ross, no Happy Me, but I was very pleasantly surprised. Like I said, in my heart of hearts, I want a Red Guardian and fucking Winter Soldier spinoff movie. So fucking like. Just the whole interaction between Red Guardian and Winter Soldier, it's almost as if like Red Guardian was like rolling around with one of his childhood heroes. You know what I mean? And he's just like, this is so fucking amazing. And also I felt like this movie was retribution for Yelena. They were like, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry about Black Widow. We're going to put you in an actually good movie, okay?
And the thing is, she was good at Black Widow. She was the
Yeah,
only
she
good
was. I was like, she was the only good part. Like I said, this was them apologizing for putting her in the bad movie, and this may be a little petty. I liked all the CG in this movie. It wasn't blatantly obvious, yo.
It was,
It'd be,
it was one scene that was.
well, yeah, but I mean, as
When he
opposed to what
grabbed,
we,
when Sentry grabbed Valentina, it looked like he grabbed a dummy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that
yeah, it
one
did
scene
look.
stood out to me.
But
The rest of it was so
but I'm
good. I was
saying if we're comparing it to recent Marvel movies, the CG
Oh.
was immaculate.
like, that Sentry
Like
fight was amazing.
I'm not here to nitpick it like that. I'm really not. Bob, shout out Bob. You know what I mean? One thing I like though is that we didn't need to take this whole long time for him to learn how to control his powers. I like that it happened not instantly, but relatively quickly in the grand scheme of things. I loved that. I was like, okay, this nigga got it together. You love to see it. But no, very pleasantly surprised. No Uber complaints or anything.
I was speaking. Listen, I know see people like this doesn't make sense. This is literally how it happened in the comic books. Almost literally.
Yeah, almost bar for bar.
He's an alcoholic druggie who
meth addict. They even said it in the movie, yo, which surprised the shit out of me. They mentioned it like 2 times that he was a meth addict.
This is literally what he did in the comics, and he's unhinged. He's like he has mental illness, and they tested people with drugs. I mean, a serum, basically 100 times stronger than Captain America.
Yeah,
they didn't do it in the. They didn't announce it in the. They didn't announce it in the.
It was the super soldier serum.
Yeah, it was 100 times more potent, and they end up killing thousands of people just like they didn't come. But he survived, and now he has the power of 1,000 suns. He's way stronger than everybody else. That's exactly how it happened in the comic book.
Yeah, that is the Sentry backstory.
The only thing different between it is the voice power between that and that. That's the only difference.
But not a big difference because the Void's power is just sort of like whatever the Void wants his power to be, low key.
That is true, but
like I respect it. I respect them keeping Sentry simple because.
But
I do a person who didn't know much about Sentry. Well, I look for a lot of times. Okay, if you can give me a good understanding of the person, if I don't know them, cool. Bob was a joy. I can just be real. Bob was relatively.
I love Bob, yo.
Bob was a joy. Like he was relatively.
He was a real person.
Like, yeah, I think that's the tone they really went for in this overall movie. They were just going for a group of people that all had issues, and we just want to identify with your human side in the movie, which is what I'm finding a lot of people really, really liked about the movie. They were just identifying with everybody's human side, whether it was Yelena and her struggles with depression and her identity crisis after her sister died, and she just sitting out here getting drunk every night, and then the drinking scene was supposedly hitting it. It did hit some people. I did see that. Even her crying out in the middle of the road to "I love you, Yelena," anyway. So it won't be work for me. But her crying, to Red Guardian, like, where the freak were you when she was gone? Like, I needed you. You supposed to be my dad, and you didn't sit here and abandon me, sitting here slobbing at your freaking apartment. Like, so there's a bunch of stuff. Appealing with him, even going to Paul Walker. When he was sitting there like, oh, my bad, your family, your wife took your son, and now you gone there. It's like, oh, well,
He becoming like hard. I thought about it because when I did my non-spoiler review, I was like, it was weird. But then I thought about it's not weird because it's been a year, and the newspaper is like, he keep looking at the newspaper when he was him.
But one thing, I'm glad you said that. Am I tripping? Wasn't Bucky Barnes just recently like a politician, yo?
He is a politician.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying fucking we didn't get the emphasis on this. I feel like it
started off with it at first when he was supposed to do the impeachment and helping the guy, and then they kind of went away with it.
It just sort of fell into it just sort of I don't like that it just sort of fell by the wayside. I feel like you could have done something with that.
I think when she said, "Oh, you was only a half a term and now it's over," because she's like, "I'm finna get you arrested," or you finna get
basically like you were like a toxic politician. Now you just sort of here, like your term is done.
Yeah. Okay.
But she was just saying that because she was either gonna put him in jail or Sentry was gonna, because ain't nobody. He wasn't gonna stop it. It was just
shout out to Dirk.
I just felt always.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, my guy. If you compare anything
To
that
me, in
Endgame.
my mind, if you sit here and compare this iteration to Endgame, it's not fair because
but
one,
Yeah.
Endgame was a movie that took.
I appreciate you, Derpy, though. You my guy. Derpy, my guy.
I shout out to Derpy. Though I agree, it's not a 10 out of 10 movie, but in my
no,
thing,
Tim.
to compare, to constantly compare everything to Endgame is an unfair metric.
Yeah, that's just gonna be a fucking bad time,
That's an
yo.
unfair metric because Endgame was a 10-year buildup of everything. It
Good,
took
bad, and everything in
the point they
between.
could make
Because we
Endgame.
can't act like everything leading to Endgame was just like squeaky, shiny, amazing.
8.5 out of 10. 8 up.
Oh no,
Hey, super solid 8 out of 10. I agree.
That's the thing about like
yeah,
to
people are
me,
doing that.
I would say a good comparison for this movie might be Avengers 1 because it's basically like another shtick into Avengers 1.
This movie was
instead of
cock
you bringing
solid,
90
yo.
heroes into a big battle of attacking on New York
Well,
and
that's your
everything.
thing.
No, we're gonna bring a bunch of misfits and it's gonna be an attack, but not nothing like aliens, something like that. It's gonna be our own. So it was just like to me an alternate version of the regular Avengers movie that I think you could throw in there. And they did make a bunch of callbacks to it, whether it was Yelena hopping off a Red Guardian to go save that person was the same thing they did when Cap hopped Natasha up to go catch the alien ride. They made subtle nods.
Valentina had a whole Avengers 1 tribute at her party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like to me, this was just another version of Avengers 1. But doing Endgame, I think the Derp is right. Doing Endgame is just unfair.
I saw people saying that too, and like I said at the beginning, it's not nowhere near. It's not.
No. I think
it's not fair to compare it to Endgame, though. If we're going to be completely honest, it's not even a remotely fair comparison.
I think they did good. I think they did good with the movie, especially considering like, most of these people are not relatively well known. Other than Bucky, we already had him. Everybody else is just like, okay, Ghost, you were here for a movie as an antagonist. Yelena, you were around for one movie in a series. Not Red Guardian, you was here for half of a series. Paul Walker, you was here for a series, but you were basically made as an antagonist, even though nobody really blames you for what you did.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were very understanding with Senior Walker.
That was like Captain America, the one that used to work for Shield, and she just like she was supposed to be important. Like I got this important thing.
Oh, Sarah, not Carter, Agent Peggy Carter, or not Peggy.
The other one, the new one.
Is it Sarah Carter?
The one that I can't. Yes, Captain. What's it called? Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The one that been on all the old Marvel movies and Sharon Carter, Peggy Carter's daughter.
Okay, Sharon Carter. I knew it was a Carter, yo. I don't know why I was thinking Sarah at first.
Yeah, why? She's like something important happened and she's never been seen again.
Yeah, I was gonna say she just disappeared, yo.
We got another month before we get into this Superman thing and see if they can pull off Crypto the Superdog and make it make sense. I don't know. I'm not even.
That script. Look, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what to say about the Superman movie. I really don't.
I've given up on the DCEU, bro, wholeheartedly.
I haven't given up on them because there's just so much stuff that you can use, and the DC animated universe has shown you can make good stuff off of DC. Easily.
Yeah, but you can make good animated stuff. When it comes to live action, apparently they just can't do it.
I don't get what the live action
Batman. But Batman, it might be the easiest person.
Batman is definitely the easiest one.
I mean, he's the easiest person to make content off in general.
I mean, he's given up because of just like all the years DC's put out.
My nigga just kung fu Elon Musk.
I don't know. It just the trailer makes it look like a lot of ideas that I'm not sure is gonna work together. So it just makes me hesitant.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Not that I think outright is gonna be bad. I'm hesitant. Crypto is a bit weird, but I'm cool with Crypto because it's something new. Fortress of Solitude, whatever, random robots. I'm like, okay. Hawk Girl, why are you here? Like it's stuff in there that I'm like, maybe I guess like
doing too much.
I don't know, and no, I don't want
to put Superman as Hope though. Like the Hope Superman, I like that idea, but I feel like it's a lot.
That's one of the things that killed Batman versus Superman. Like they had too much in one movie, so I don't know.
I'll give it a chance though, but
yeah, I'm giving it a chance. Just like I'm a little hesitant now, like, but we'll see how they do it.
I'm gonna let you guys give it a chance.
He's already given up.
I'm good.
When does Superman come out, by the way?
Superman comes out in June,
and then when does
Fantastic Four comes out in July? Like I think 3 weeks later or something. 2 or 3 weeks later, if I remember right.
Okay, so we got to move. It was given a release day of July 11th.
Oh, okay. I guess they pushed it back a little bit.
Well, when does
on my memory of what I remember.
They ain't gonna want to come out that close to fucking Fantastic Four though.
Fantastic Four comes out in
Dang
July
it. April
25th, so
Comics
2
on
weeks.
Glazer.
2 weeks after.
Oh, okay. So they're smart. They're going before.
Marvel Glazer Afro Comic. That's what it is.
No, look. I'm not a Marvel Glazer. It's just that freaking. I've watched every DCEU movie, everyone. It's not like I haven't taken the time, and I still love DC as a comic book company to a certain extent. Yo, I'm just if you guys watch it and say it's good, I'll give it a chance. But I'm not finna go out of my way for it. That's all I'm saying.
All-Star Superman. I have to look into that. I don't know so for me, I give this the Superman movie is gonna have a different learning or judgment curve for me, mainly because it's gonna be the first movie of a new era in DC entertainment universe. So it's supposed to be the starter off of everything, and I have to see what direction are you gonna use starting off. We clearly see Batman's probably the easier thing to do, but I'm not gonna do that one.
Batman's always gonna be the easiest thing to do.
We gotta see, but I'm definitely hesitant, but we'll see how that goes.
Look, Derpy, if it makes you feel any better, I hope it's good. I really fucking do. I hope it is fucking amazing. I hope they knock that shit out of the fucking park.
If we go back through that list of everything they got coming out and our thoughts about it, throw a dart on a dartboard to see how I thought. Like I promise you, with some stuff on that listing that James Gunn gave.
I always hope Superman do good, but Superman got the same problem Fantastic Four always have. It's just hard to
pull off a good movie.
Yes, it's hard to do those movies because the characters. Let's be honest. Batman is so easy because he's dark and brooding. Having a character based on hope.
You don't need the crazy complexity for that. You know what I mean?
If it was filmed in Cleveland.
Superman, there has to be layers.
All we do is hope for the best. I don't know. We got like what, a month and a half. I'm just hoping.
Yeah, we ain't got too long to wait to see.
If they have to pull off a good Superman movie because it's gonna be the first one you're gonna start off everything else with. To me, it don't even gotta be just amazing. It needs to be serviceable because that's what Man of Steel was. Man of Steel wasn't amazing. It was serviceable.
Yeah. I still will never care for Man of Steel like that. Like, but it was. I was gonna say it definitely was a Superman movie.
I mean, as long as you don't get yourself on by the council, I don't care what tell us however you please. I just don't want people to know. I don't want you to get yourself in trouble if you tell them things that's not supposed to be in the movie. But I want it to be serviceable. As long as it's serviceable, cool. Because the things I'm really worried about in that DCEU group, it is not the Superman movie. It is stuff like the Themyscira series and like the Green Lantern Corps series. It's other stuff in there that I'm legitimately worried about. Way more than Superman's movie.
Give me a Brother Voodoo series.
So I thought about this. Iron Man was easy too because he was flawed.
Yeah, I was going to say that does make it. It's a lot easier to write flaws,
even though we have a whole other Batman series.
They're relatable.
They don't want to use it's a bunch of stuff about.
That's why this movie worked. That's why Suicide Squad worked.
Worked.
Well, it worked. Yeah, true.
Worked.
It got kind of weird then, but it worked. Flawed characters work easier than putting on a hero of hope, and I always hate that. But Marvel has that with the Fantastic Four.
It's never going to be easy to get the shining paragon of justice to translate on fucking film. I feel like
that's why this summer is huge to me for both of them because the two movies everybody struggle with is happening this summer: Fantastic Four and Superman.
You ain't lying, boy. We finna have it.
Yeah. And look, this is the last shot they got with Fantastic Four, yo.
It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's their last.
This is the last shot, yo.
Other than that, the only other time they can try to pull off a Fantastic Four movie is after the entire reset of the MCU. They can't do another one after this. So whatever they put out, they're just gonna have to stick with. And
even though I still wish John Krasinski was fucking Mr. Fantastic.
The only thing that was hype was the end credit scene. And I ain't gonna lie, the end credit scene for me is probably like the most intriguing part of the movie. It's also confusing because I don't understand. I say this is spoiler stuff you don't want to know ever. I don't understand how you did a 14-year gap. I don't get that. I think that's
from a different universe.
Unless it's specifically something that you needed 14 years for. I don't get how you had a 14-year gap. I really don't.
We'll find out in the movie. I'm pretty sure they'll tell. Hopefully.
Yeah, I was about to say.
4 years, what, 14, bro? Because we all know they're gonna look the same.
But they're gonna technically be in a different universe, so they might froze in space when they came through. I don't know.
No. Like
Yeah.
I did see a theory from my guy.
It's 14 years. They said it's a 14 years after the end of this movie. I'm like, 14 years. What do you mean 14 years?
Oh, after the end of this movie, that's so.
Yeah.
So you're letting them
Burger,
fight with
Hangout
Sam
Restaurant,
for
and
14
Green
years
Lantern Squirrel.
over who was the Avengers? That's
No,
what-
he's talking about for the upcoming Superman movie because it was filmed in Cleveland. He saw some stuff on the set and everything. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about Green Lantern being a movie. Like, to me, if they do the mistake again of putting too much into one movie, they're gonna ruin it, and I don't want them to do it. But
Yeah, because there is the stuff thing is too many hats, yo.
that's what happened with Batman and Superman with one of the issues. But like I said, 14 years skipping it, and then for anybody that want to watch, know the end character scene, basically, what happens is at the end of the movie, 14 years time skip, and the Thunderbolts are chilling in Avengers Tower, and they just get a alert that an extraterrestrial ship is coming into orbit on Earth from outer space. And when they show the ship, it is a ship that has the insignia of the Fantastic Four. The intriguing thing about it is that doesn't mean the Fantastic Four are in that ship. That does not mean it. So it just means it comes from them. Don't mean it is.
That's true.
And I was talking about this. For all you know, that could be Doom in the ship. It could be Franklin in the ship, or it could be the four of them, or any one of the four. Ain't no telling who's in that ship. But it does make you have to watch the Fantastic Four movie in July. It has to be seen now, because now they're finally getting the parts of it. So,
it is just the direct right after the sort of.
like,
You know what I mean?
It's an intriguing thing. I don't understand why you had to skip for 14 years, just to get to this point. Whatever.
Maybe they skip 14 years so they can give you a plausible preteen Franklin Richards.
But I mean, the problem that comes with that is unless they go back in time during the movie or screw something up, everybody in Earth has to age 14 years. So that means something like take Bishop has to be like a fool.
Look, that means the CGI budget could be crazy.
Oh, like you have to age everybody 14 years for that. I'm like, why would you do that? Because the only one we saw in the Thunderbolts, even in the post-credit scene, the only one who looked any different was Red Guardian, and he looked younger.
Yeah. Hey, he was trying to pull the Huz, yo. He was trying to pull the Huz with the Wheaties.
I'm like, everybody else look exactly the same, but you supposedly 14 years. Bro, 14 years is not a small amount of time. They're gonna look different. Like, we saw even at the difference between Infinity War and Endgame when it was 6 years later, that they looked at least a little different. It wasn't like crazy, Black Widow. I don't know.
Thor looked a lot different, yo.
He is like more or less they look the same, but they did look different. 14?
I don't think it's. I don't think
a high school senior graduating.
Look, I'm just saying. I don't think that with CGI makeup, I don't think it's that hard to pull off, yo. I really don't.
But why would you? My thing is, why would you want to do that? Like, I don't.
Why not? I don't know.
I got one idea. Black Panther be older.
Oh, that's true. That could be a use.
That would be actually an adult. Well, kind of adult, and that can lead in Storm somehow.
The young T'Challa.
They can use that to bring in like other people, maybe like.
Basically, what they saying is Doomsday gonna be a reset. So
I do think it's gonna
everybody
be a reset.
getting, and then it also makes Miss Marvel older. That makes the younger.
Makes everybody older.
Yeah,
everybody.
But it does take a lot of these younger superhero entities that they've set up throughout the movies, and it gives you a plausible reason to bring them back older.
They're gonna have to be a good chunk older, like. Even some of the recent ones we've seen, they're gonna be older. Like,
but I'm saying, I think that could be the point.
I think the main one probably T'Challa, since he's important to.
Yeah.
Doomsday.
So I mean, T'Challa would.
They can bring us back an older Love too,
20.
yo.
He was 20, 10 in the movie, or 8. I think it was 10, right? So it'd be 20.
Yeah. I was gonna say he'd be like 24.
Oh, you said 14. That'd be either.
It was not 14. Yeah, it's 14 years different. Let me make sure I'm right about
that.
He was,
I think he was in. I was gonna say I think he was 8 or 10, so he'd be 22, 24, right in there.
And if they reset, it don't matter if everybody they all die.
I mean, but you gotta. I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
I'm saying they all dying soon, so Doom finna kill them all.
But I don't think it's a super big problem to deal with, honestly.
If it wasn't a reset coming in like 2 years, I'll be more.
Oh wait, I might have that wrong. I thought it was 14 years. It may be 14 months.
Oh,
That's 14 months. It don't matter.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's. I was gonna say a year is nothing, yo.
I thought it was 14 years. Now, a year ain't nothing. Not to mention, it's still funny that Sam don't get along with none of them. But it's like, well,
he like Bucky, but he like I am not.
I'm trying to put my own Avengers team together, and you let Valentina pull this off.
And if y'all saw Sam in that movie, you think he trusts Bob? let's look. He's the most upright motherfucker ever. He don't trust. He's not trusting Walker either. Them two, Walker especially. Walker on the team might be the reason he just said no completely.
Bob is a ticking time bomb, yo. We know this. If we know anything about the Sentry, it's that he's a ticking time bomb.
So I had one to ask you. That Sentry fight scene.
Hey,
which fight scene?
Because I was wondering this whole we always ask. There is no way they could beat him, and they did a great job of.
Yes, they acknowledged that there was no. You got to talk. You got to talk that nigga down. You got to talk that nigga down.
But the only reason he didn't end them quickly was because he liked them. They were like his first real. That was his first friends.
You talking about? Let's be fair. The only real reason they were able to stop him wasn't because they was able to just talk to him. They had to go in the void and chase after the main version.
Oh, that's another thing, though. I wish we got to see more of fucking the other members' void moments. You know what I mean?
I do. I would say like seeing
like Bucky's void moments. Yeah.
Bucky's void moments would be brutal. Bucky's would be brutal.
Yeah. That's the only. I wish we did get to see more of the void moments.
Yelena's. I mean, she was the focus of the movie, but Yelena's was.
Yeah.
Yelena's. Oh, that was rough. So you saw Yelena's, you saw Bob's, you saw
Valentina's.
Paul's. That's pretty much it, really. And
you saw, I was going to say, but we didn't. Bucky's is the big one that I wanted to see, though. I'm not gonna lie.
They might do the same ones you saw before. You know who I wanted to see though? I wanted to see Spider-Man's. Because you know he was in the city. Liv ain't made your failure where he made over and over again.
I mean, it depends on what they meet, Ryan, because people have been pretty critical about phase 4 and 5 as a whole. This is the first movie they just given a really, really lot of praise in a while, actually. It's actually been a while since they've given a movie just universal praise, because
I like Fantastic Four. It wasn't the greatest movie ever. It was 7, but it was a star.
Fantastic Four, the one they ain't out yet.
Not Fantastic Four. Which one? Captain America.
Okay. I was like, what, Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four? Is that the one that wasn't that bad?
That movie was awful.
That movie was horrible.
Fantastic Four.
They sat in a room for the whole movie. I have never
seen that shit was terrible.
How you make Doom a burnt rice Christmas treat? I don't understand it. So.
How did you sit in a room for an entire movie and you a superhero?
I don't understand it.
The whole time.
They just
shut the fuck up.
We ain't gonna talk about what they did to that. So I can see the reason why Marvel went the right they went. Like, bro, we ain't even finna go into it. We finna do a prequel with this Fantastic Four group. They ain't even finna go into none of that. So I
do like the fact that
I roll with it. Oh, I think it's good. The other part would do fill out a little bit extra time is that, but like I said, this was officially the end of phase 5. Began phase 6. So now you can actually look back at the prior 2 phases. You can actually judge the buildup, or lack thereof, of Doomsday as a whole and how we got here.
It's fair though, because most of it was set up for Kang, and then he had an incident, and then it was gone.
So we'll basically we're just gonna judge it. We'll give some grades for everything. So you got phase 4, which let me go ahead and read what phase 4 actually was for everybody that needs to know. Phase 4, movie wise, you had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. You had Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, Thor 4, Black Panther 2. And then the television series, you had WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Season 1, the What If series, Season 1, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk. And then, of course, the other specials like Werewolf by Night and, I Am Groot, but nobody worry about that. Those are officially phase 4. Afro-Comic, what grade do you give Marvel for phase 4? Or just we do out of 10? What out of 10 you give phase 4?
Out of 10, I would give Phase because there was some good TV in there. There were some misses in the movies in here, so I feel like to be completely fair, I think a solid 6.57 on Phase 4. Nothing too crazy, nothing horrid. Although there were some low spots, I feel like the high spots sort of balance it out to a nice little middle ground. So 6.57 on Phase 4 from you're looking at
Grandpa,
good scumbag.
Phase 4. I believe you heard
We
me.
got No Way Home and Loki, basically.
Yeah, but they carry hard, bro.
And
What
then we
grade
got
do you-
Moon Knight and
what number
Shang-Chi
do you
being
give
all
Phase 4
right.
out of 10?
I gotta be honest though. 6.5.
For Phase 4.
Loki made this. Loki and No Way Home kind of just.
Yeah,
Like,
if you take Loki and No Way Home out, this shit's like a 3.
No, I won't say that much because I do genuinely think, except for like what?
Wait, WandaVision 2.
I think most of the shows are actually quite good.
The shows are better than the movies in
I think the
Phase
shows
4
are good.
for
I think the
sure.
misses are She-Hulk. She-Hulk's an abomination. She-Hulk is a miss.
Black Widow is a miss.
Starting out Phase 4 because they should have never started out Phase 4. That should have been the Phase before. You should have never had that Phase 4. But so I think the low points are really, really low. But as a whole, most of the stuff here is pretty good. Like there's some stuff that takes the cake, like Spider-Man, of course, WandaVision for me, Loki for me. They take the cake. But everything else in here is really good. Shang-Chi was still good. Falcon and Winter Soldier was good. Like there's stuff that's good. I don't shit on it as bad. I say a 7.5.
I give it a 7. I'll
maybe.
move it up.
Like I don't think it's that bad. I don't really think it's just really bad low points.
7s across the board.
I think 7.5 is fair because I think it's good. Just I don't know what they were.
Loki bring it up to 7.
I promise you, I looked at She-Hulk when I made it to because She-Hulk was 9 episodes of a waste of time. It was so long to get through She-Hulk.
We reviewed all
that
them.
Shit was bad.
Oh my gosh.
I want y'all to understand something. We went through this whole season.
What movie did She-Hulk lead me into? Because She-Hulk. Oh yeah, and then the Eternals was part of this too. Like, it was.
Wasn't She-Hulk the lead in for Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to be pretty good, but I think it did end up being after.
I don't know why they didn't have the Eternals.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, it was fine. It's just the low points are just really low. They're just really low.
They are incredibly low.
The low points are just really, really
How can
low.
you watch a whole season for it to end? I know this show sucked, so let's redo everything. Don't care.
Like literally all that show, none of that show matters except for the very last scene. Hulk got a child, Matt Murdock,
and they made him look like a
She-Hulk there.
They made Sakaar look crazy.
And he's supposed to be like a super not modest killer.
Yeah, bro, we ain't seen nothing of the Hulk.
That nigga had a mullet. And not a good one. The bald fade mullet.
I think it was just a really, really rough phase. Like it was rough at certain points, but it was
most definitely.
It was good here. It was okay here. It was horrible here. Good here. Horrible here. Good. Like it was just back and forth for me. But I think it was okay. And then of course people were still living off the high that was in game and everything. It was getting really, really criticized. And I'm just like, bro, you got to get this. You compare this to phase 1. You don't compare it to phase 3. Don't do that. But we go to phase 5, which you can look at a little bit better here. Phase 5, because they had to change it up midway through because a couple of cancels and things, but did have Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You have the Marvels.
Oh, this might be worse.
You have Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You have the Marvels. You have Ant-Man and Quantumania. You do have Deadpool and Wolverine. That's a part of this now. You have Secret Invasion. You have Loki season 2. You have second and third season.
Blade is not out.
Echo.
I don't think it's that bad.
The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The first season of Daredevil Born Again, because technically that is a part of this.
I love that.
So all of those are part. The only thing that's not a part of this technically is Ironheart. Ironheart got pushed to being a part of phase 6 now. So basically everything else, all this is a part of this phase. So
Ryan Coogler.
in my opinion, this is even more back and forth than Phase 4 was.
But I
This-
think this shakes out to a 7 for me once again, though. I'm not
This
gonna
was
There you
lie.
go. Loki season 2 is a 10. I love Agatha. I love Daredevil Born Again. I love Guardians. What If season 2 is bad to me, but What If season 1 was good.
I don't blame you.
Echo is awful. I forgot about that show. I watched it and
Good.
forgot it and didn't even do a review on it.
Yeah, Echo came and gone. Came and left.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Mania, I'm sorry, had such low parts in it that I got upset.
Quantum Man got carried by Kane, but we ain't gonna have him Kane right now.
Secret Invasion was a weird show to watch.
I don't know why people hate it. People hate on it.
It
a lot
wasn't
more
bad,
than
but it's
Hollywood.
weird. It's like it had a hype moment, but then
It had awkward pacing.
it
I
did.
still don't get why they killed Maria, but like it had hype. I don't think it's as bad as people make it. People make it out like it's the worst.
I think they hated that
I'm
part
like,
when they just mixed all the powers.
I think it's
fighting
not.
again.
It's not okay. I don't even want to say not good. Like it's not bad. It's not horrible.
I think people have a lot of
It's
expectations.
watchable.
It's the name.
I
I
don't
tell
think
you,
it's great or nothing. I think it's watchable.
It's the name.
Yeah, the name really does
When you say
do it.
Marvel Secret Invasion,
Yeah, you don't think of what this
people
show is.
expect that storyline. The storyline that Marvel story. That's Marvel's storyline right there. Secret Invasion is.
I mean, think it led into Secret Wars and everything else.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
what
literally
they
the
gave us
story of
wasn't
it.
really
You gave a
Secret
regular
Invasion.
story
They
about.
did it.
Shout out to old girl who became like a super soldier of every type. Is she gonna be on Captain America's team now to fight Sentry now? Bob will whoop her.
Yeah,
Now,
Bob
if I
would
had to
cook
look
her.
at This is what I would probably say, maybe like 6.5, because
Okay, I can see that honestly.
It does have
6.5 isn't crazy
it
for
has good
Phase
stuff,
5.
but like I can't hold you. Like it's more bottom stuff on this than it is more top stuff. Like the other one had a little more top stuff. This has a lot more bottom. Like Quantumania was carried by Kane. We can be fair with that. Secret Invasion wasn't that good.
I
To
love
me,
Guardians
it's serviceable, but it wasn't that good. It wasn't really the Secret Invasion people hope. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is wonderful.
Great.
What If Season 2 struggle? Echo forgettable. Marvels. As much as I love Monica Rambeau, the Marvels wasn't good.
She was the star of that movie, and she couldn't
Loki
carry
Season
it.
2, amazing. Blade not here. Ironheart pushed away. Agatha is surprising good. Daredevil is great. Captain America is solid, and the Thunderbolts is a good movie. Like it's more bad in this than previous.
Yeah, I think the 6 is deserved here. I think 6 is.
Yeah, there's some other like there's a
That's hard for me.
this
Guardians
Marvel
of the
movie.
Galaxy Volume 3 almost. Loki
I
season
would
2.
say it's probably like 6.5.
Loki season 2 though. That was peak. We got God stories, Loki.
But
Okay.
upcoming Phase 6, and then the thing about it, it's a pretty big gap after it's a bunch of shows.
Yeah, it's gonna be some time, yo.
It's a bunch of shows that happen.
I would say there's plenty of different shows and
You got a bunch
fucking
of shows, but
even a couple
movie-wise,
movies that are in there that are just gonna space
It's a
it
movie
out.
supposed to be after Secret Wars in 2 months, and everybody's saying it's X-Men.
like because that's the thing about Marvel currently, if it's still valid, has 2 more unannounced movies. One may be in the early part of next year, but I'm not sure. And then there's one in the latter part of next year or like after Secret Wars. There's like 2 more unannounced movies they haven't announced yet. And so it's like, I don't know, but if they don't announce nothing before Avengers 1, then and it's a Doomsday, not Kang Dynasty. But if they don't announce that, that means we're gonna go from July with Fantastic Four, movie-wise, nothing until May.
But I don't think that's a bad thing though, yo. I don't think we need to be constantly inundated with content, yo. Because that's when they get sloppy.
I'm cool with some, but I do feel like, bro, one more setup.
No, but bro, when they do that, that's when shit gets sloppy. When they try to push it and try to.
What they did with this, look how close the movie was.
I was to say they get sloppy when they try to do that shit. So I'm happy that there's some space in between because it means maybe they're actually taking their time.
But also, to be fair, they did have Blade scheduled for like November of this year, and they had to cancel.
Yeah, they canceled that shit though,
and they had to cancel it. But I'm just saying, like, going dang near a year without an MCU movie, I think is a bit strange. But considering all the moves they had to do,
but I'm okay with it if it means we get better movies in the long run.
I wouldn't mind one.
I don't know what's stupid. Why did they just make Disney Plus Hulu?
is wild to me. I wouldn't mind one more setup movie or just one. It ain't got to be
Yeah,
a setup movie. Just
but
a movie.
I'm saying, look, yeah, that'd be fine. But I'm saying they don't have to. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything if they don't.
No, I don't have to because it's not like we haven't had an extended break before. I think the last time we had to go from now it wasn't this long though, but if I remember right, we had to go from
That's what she said.
which came out in May, all the way to November because they pushed the Marvels back. So they had to go from May to November without any movies or anything. So
Yeah,
it was
that's
an
true.
extended time period for that. But this one is even like I'm saying a year. I think is extremely long. Like we got shows to round out this year, but a year is long without no MCU movie or nothing. So it's basically like, bro, they staking everything on this Doomsday movie, being box office. Because to go a year without a movie is crazy. And they staking everything on like this movie just gonna have to be so good that
I mean, if there's an IP to put it behind, I think that Avengers is it.
now the thing about it,
That might be
this
also
Avengers
why they put
movie is
Robert
finna
Downey
get-
Jr. as the main person.
No, and that's the thing about it. This Avengers movie is finna get judged directly against Endgame. That's what you can compare to Endgame, straight up. So it's gonna get compared to Endgame, and we're gonna and even though I think Infinity War is better than Endgame, whatever, like it's gonna get compared straight up to Avengers movies. So
Yeah.
Ooh, Doomsday got to get compared to Infinity War. They got to fight.
it is gonna get compared to Infinity War, bro. This is the fifth Avengers movie. It's gonna get
It's
compared to
Spider-Man
Infinity War.
gonna be in it. You got to do something special. Man.
It's gonna get compared to it. Like they don't have a choice. This is what you've been building up for. How long we've been in since Phase 4 started? Let me see.
It's supposed to start 2020, but then it did start 2020.
Phase 4 started in.
Yeah.
Or was it supposed to start in 2020?
It started in 2021. So they've had actually it's only 4 years of buildup. That's crazy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a year is hurting it. I really don't.
Well, no, I'm thinking like
Yeah,
fans,
but I'm saying
generating hype wise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And to be fair, half of it got screwed up when Kang is no longer here.
But we got to be honest. The Marvel fan base is like a self-perpetuating engine of hype. They do it themselves.
I ain't gonna hold you. When that first trailer come out, it's gonna get wild.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go dumb. It always does.
And also, to be fair,
we getting a speech from Robert Downey Jr. and probably Loki, Tom Hiddleston.
To be fair, I'm also going to say this. Besides the fact that movie's finna have a whole bunch of stuff, that's gonna be riding on it. That makes this Fantastic Four movie even more important because it's the last movie before Doomsday, and we know it directly links to it. This Fantastic Four movie got a lot riding on it. I mean, a lot riding on it. So I
think that's why they hyped it up at the end of this movie.
I can't believe we got 47 minutes out of this.
It's basically the prequel movie too. It's the second prequel movie because this post credit scene in Thunderbolts.
True.
But this movie is essentially a lead into Doomsday. This is straight up the build up to it, everything. All that. It's basically all we're gonna have to know what's gonna happen in Doomsday. Anything. It got all that riding on it. So it's a lot riding on it.
I like the feeling of Mystique coming into it though. I'm not gonna lie.
So we got a lot riding on it, and also to be fair, the Superman movie has a lot riding on it because it's basically the beginning of the James Gunn DC verse. So
yeah, but
DC should always throw Batman. DC should always throw Batman. Let it in easy. That way, if Superman fails, you can still have the universe.
But like, I'm just being fair. Like, July is going to be a very serious month because they have everything riding on those two movies. Superman got all of DC riding on it, and Fantastic Four got basically all the MCU riding on it for a year.
Well, the MCU for the foreseeable future riding on it. I wouldn't go with all of it.
I'm saying like for a year. I want to say for a year they got this basically it. Like, look, we got to go out on 2025 with a bang before we come back in May. So you got a lot in this movie apparently. So I don't know which one got heavier stakes on it, but we shall see. We shall see. Otherwise, that's gonna be us today. Nice chill review show. Of course,
nothing crazy.
I did want to ask one thing.
Oh God.
Does Sentry beat Superman?
All right, let's go to the outros. This nigga wasting time.
Yeah, we're not bothering with Grandpa right here. He trying to start
TikTok. I've been going crazy on TikTok.
Well, take that shit to TikTok, nigga.
Where can we find the local neighborhood bright person?
You can find me at AfroComedy765 on all platforms. You can, of course, catch me Wednesday on the Blurred Cartels Roundtable talking top 10 anything. Also, you can catch me Thursdays on Casual Conversations, having casual conversations with Zelma and Moonbeam. Then you can catch me Fridays on Friday night. You're talking wrestling with the amazing Spider Cam. As well as Saturdays, we give you SmackDown reviews on Blurred.com. I forgot about Tuesdays. We give you Raw reviews on Blurred.com. And then Saturdays, I'm here on Make It Make Sense. Something flagrant, something inflammatory.
And then, of course, we have the DC Marvel Glazer himself, the emotional support Dale.
I'm just here to emotionally support everyone as we talk about on Casual Conversations. You can see me, as Afro Coming said, talking about sperm racing and
True.
some other weird. But if y'all didn't know, they were fighting at the sperm race. Testosterone was very high at the sperm racing interview.
Oh, he's so punny. He's so fucking punny.
So,
y'all like my beard? It grew on me.
Okay, and of course, I'm your host, the one and only Monray Hudson. Everywhere it says Monray Hudson, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, as it still exists, and of course, on Make It Make Sense podcast and on Twitch. Monray Hudson on Twitch as well. Appreciate you for watching. Of course, if you appreciate the content that you're watching here, Make It Make Sense, the podcast on Facebook and on YouTube. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Look for this wonderful insignia that'll let you know where you can find us. There right here. Wonderful insignia here. YouTube and Facebook, Make It Make Sense, the podcast. This is where we can be found every Saturday. Normally, we are here breaking down stuff that's going out in the world, stuff that's trending, crazy topics. This week, got to talk about the MCU movies, and we will see what leads into next week with craziness. Hopefully, it's not nothing too bad or anything, but we will see. Of course, shout out to our other cast members, of course, Aisha. We do appreciate you. Shout out to love to her as well. Got a shout out to the waifus and, of course, Hollywood Sensei 215. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to go watch What It Sound Like. And of course, on Friday Night Euro with the wrestling and Blurred Cartel as a whole. We all here. We appreciate you. Our love to you. Take care of yours and each other. Like, comment, subscribe. And when in doubt, remember,
hit the notification bell.
The Thunderbolts movie, you are not alone. You do not have your own.
Code 1000. He only lasted 2 minutes. Next time, you're going 5.
Yeah, what Grandpa said. What Grandpa said.
Yeah.
Remember, next time, aim for 3. That's how you need it right there.
Peace. Y'all niggas.